for the Malaysia delegates. Yes.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Shazali and Yeap. We are from Royal Institution of Surveyors in Malaysia. We are from Malaysia. I guess by now many of you know where Malaysia is due to MH370. If you found it, please let us know. Okay, we're still looking for it. Okay, so I'll start off my presentation today with the construction development in Malaysia. Okay, the Malaysian construction industry is expected to grow between 5 to 5.5% in this year, according to the economic report issued by the Ministry of Finance. The growth is expected to be seen in the civil engineering and residential segments. Okay, so the highlights are the latest projects in Malaysia this year. The first one is the Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah Bridge, which is the Penang's second bridge. And second, of course, the controversial Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2, which is the second terminal of KLIA. Then the third one is the MRT Sungai Buloh Kajang line, the first MRT in Malaysia. Iskandar Malaysia, a development in the southern region next to Singapore. And on the residential segment, it's Country Heights in Johor Bahru. Okay, we go for the first one. The first one is the Sultan Abdul Halim Muazzam Shah Bridge, which is also called the Penang Second Bridge. It's a dual carriage toll bridge in Penang. Okay, it connects Bandar Kasia, or known also as Batu Kawan in Seberang Perai on the mainland of Peninsular Malaysia, with Batu Maung on the island. Okay, the total length of the bridge is about 24 kilometers, which is longer than the first bridge, and length of the water is about 16.9 kilometers. Can you please? Okay. And this is currently the longest bridge in Malaysia and the longest in Southeast Asia. Okay, this is the location. This is the first bridge, the old bridge, officiated in 1985. This is exactly after almost 30 years. Okay, then next slide. Okay, this is how it looks like during the day. Next slide, please. During the sunset. And this was during the official opening of the bridge recently in February. Okay, the next one is our Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2, KLIA 2. This is the first official new low-cost carrier terminal in KLIA. So if you land via AirAsia in KLIA, you will land at this airport. And if you have connecting flight in KLIA 2, I suggest please come as late as possible, as it is interconnected to a shopping mall. So you get lost in the shopping mall and you won't make it to the gate. Okay? So KLIA 2 is built to cater for the explosive growth in the low-cost travel. Next slide, please. Built at a cost approximately about 4 billion, that is about 1.3 billion. Okay, KLIA 2 has built up of 257,000 square meters with 68 departure gates, 8 remote stand, 80 aero bridges, plus a retail space of 35,000 square meters. So this is very huge, with a total of 160 retail and food beverages outlets throughout the main terminal. Okay. Okay, this is how it looks like from the ground. Next slide, please. This is architect perspective. Mind you, this is the airport. These are the shopping malls. But you have to enter from here, so please go straight to the terminal if you don't want to miss your flight. I went few times. Okay, it was officiated in 2nd May. Okay, so I almost missed 2 flights. Next slide. Okay, this is the control tower, and this is an adjacent hotel near to the terminal. Okay, the third one is the MRT Sungai Buloh Kajang line. Okay, the MRT Sungai Buloh Kajang line is a new line under construction under the Selangor and KL rail transit system. Okay, this is the first MRT line, which will cover a span of 51 kilometers from Sungai Buloh in Selangor to the Kajang town, passing the Kuala Lumpur city centre in an underground setting. Okay, it will serve around about 1.2 million people residing in the Klang Valley. Okay, according to MRT Corp, the 4 coaches train will have a capacity of 1,000 to 1,200 passengers. Okay, to serve at least 400,000 passengers per day. Okay, there will be 31 stations for these 51 kilometers, with 7 stations located underground. These are the stations proposed. This is the final alignment. Originally there are 37, but because of land acquisition and all that, they have finalized it to 31 stations. This how it looks like, and it's from China. Okay, Iskandar Malaysia is a development in the Southern Development Corridor in Johor, Malaysia, which is adjacent to Singapore. Iskandar Malaysia is modeled after the Pearl River Delta Economic Zone. So it is envisaged to capitalize on its current synergies with Singapore as it aims to complement each other as an economic hub. The development region is about 2,200 square kilometers, okay, covering the city of Johor Bahru and the joint towns of Pontian, Senai, Pasir Gudang, and the construction of a new administrative capital of Johor, which is called the Nusajaya. Okay, so this is the coverage of Iskandar Malaysia. This is Singapore. Okay, these are currently this is the Johor Bahru City Centre, which is part of Iskandar Malaysia, but they will transfer the administration to Nusajaya. And then these are the Western Gate development. Eastern Gate, basically the east and west, and Senai Skudai is where the airport is. They will turn the Senai airport into an international airport. And this is the development of the residential it is developed by Country Garden from China. Okay, so it is only 5 minutes to CIQ checkpoint in JB Center, 25 minutes away from Senai International Airport. So there is a project, Singapore JB Rapid Transit System (RTS) by 2018, and this will actually will give a better accessibility to Singapore. Okay, what they offers is a 5-star seafront garden oasis in Johor Bahru, and 5-star service about most of the residential apartments with some low-rise apartments as well. Next, please. With amenities, it is an integrated township because it is a gated township. They called this place last time the Lido Beach, but now they call it the Danga Bay. The picture. Okay, this is the entrance. Next, please. Okay, this is Johor Bahru. This is the straits between Malaysia and Singapore. Singapore is down here, so you are facing Singapore actually. These are the amenities there. They have commercials as well. Yeah. Okay. These are the outlook trend for 2014. Where in Malaysia we are looking at all these things. Okay, first is that an industrialized building system. Secondly is BIM, of course, green technologies. And for today's presentation, we will touch on the commercial green building. This will be presented by Yeap. Yeap.
Okay, many thanks for passing me the session. Okay, this is further to what many countries like Australia having imposed by the government to implement green system in in a lot of the buildings, new construction, as well as I think I heard Philippines and Brunei also the birthday thing. Okay, I'd like to touch on the Green Building Initiative, which has been adopted by our government, and is we have actually implemented a pioneering project called PTO. I think this is just to show the energy consumption in a lot of building sectors compared to the industry service sector. As you can see, the domestic side is around 34% compared to the transportation is around 29%. And in terms of energy usage, it's obvious that the electricity and transport, I think this one is mainly used by our construction sector. It's 24.25%. Okay, this is a breakdown of energy usage in commercial buildings throughout the world. I think it's quite similar pattern. As you can see, the heating, ventilation, lighting, cooling, which is air conditioning, and office equipment takes up a big chunk of almost 80%, and therefore there's a lot of fat to cut in terms of energy reduction. Okay, I'd like to come back to what I mentioned just now about the government green building project, which is called the PTM, and this is first green building for a government administrative building, and it's a GBI certified, which is called Green Building Index in Malaysia. Okay, this is the facts of the project. It's completed in 2007, and these are all the project parameters. Okay, just to highlight that this building is very energy efficient. From at the planning stage, it only uses 1/3 of the energy that previously all other commercial buildings uses in our country. So it's very, very energy saving. Okay, this is from the outside, and this is the inside. This is the office space. There's 41 rooms. Okay, my case study for today is mainly to highlight to you the different implementation of the solar system. I believe that many of the countries already have embarked on solar system to reduce energy reliance on the national grid. So for this project, it was funded by the United Nations Development Program and the GEF program. So they actually used 4 types of solar panels, and there's a reason to it because they actually use this project as a cost study in terms of which type of solar panel is the most viable and most efficient for the condition of Malaysia. And I can show you that just to highlight to you, there's 4 types. The main one is this big one is the 47.28 kWp polycrystalline PV panel. The second one is a smaller panel. It's at they call it the secondary main roof. It's a 6.08 kWp, and it uses this polymorphous silicone. And the third one is the atrium roof. It allows the light to come through, and it's a 11.64 kWp monocrystalline. They call it glass-to-glass PV panel. And the fourth one is the car park, 27 kWp monocrystalline. Okay, and all these panels are all connected to an inverter, and it's all the energy generated during the daytime is consumed within the building itself by its occupants, and any surplus energy is supplied back to the grid and sold to our energy company, which is the Tenaga Nasional Berhad TNB. Okay, this shows the position. This is the car wash, and this on top there's a panel. Okay, this building not just uses solar panel, it also uses other methods like orientation of building to avoid the afternoon sun. It has an efficient lighting system, which has these detectors, and there's a floor that also embeds these so-called cooling tubes, and it has high performance glazing, which is much higher than just double glazing. It's low E, and the thermal wall itself is at this east and west to cut off the rising and the setting sun, and it has this heat wheel at the air handling unit to extract out the cold air, and it also has a rainwater harvesting, whereby 2/3 of its water consumption actually comes from the harvesting tank, and it uses toilet and gardening, all this thing, and it has very high efficient pumps and motors and fans. Okay. Secondly, as you can see earlier, the office equipment actually use up 25% of the building energy. So all the office equipment is also the most efficient type, like your photocopier, your printer, your computer. So they choose the most efficient. And the roof, which is the solar panel, at night it has a trickling water system which cools down the roof, and the water itself is used to cool the building at the daytime. And they call it this so-called, this new phrase called the phase change thermal storage, whereby the cooling at night is transferred to the water, and the water is pumped into the tubes under the floor slab to bring down the temperature during the daytime, because our country is the tropics. And okay, this just to highlight some of the performance. It's very low energy consumption. It only uses 40 kW. Whereas most of the buildings is around 200 to 300 is, I don't know, it's just like 20%. But the actual measured today is slightly higher, it's around 90. So it's still within the tolerance. And this, I just now mentioned 85% reduction. And okay, this one is the interesting part. You see the total, the PV panels, the solar panels, it can generate 92 kWp, which is more than enough to cover for their energy demand. Okay, this shows the building cut section and the solar panels on top. Okay, it also uses this so-called diffuse light system to save on so-called artificial lighting, and it has a lot of these mirror light shells. And these are the cooling tubes under the floor slab, which cold water are pumped during the daytime to bring down the temperature. And you can see the temperature is around 23 degrees. Okay, this is another thing used by in our country. They call it this, I think, light shelf or light box. And the light is channeled through mirrors and then diffuse out to the rooms. Therefore, the middle of the building, which is darkest, can be lighted through this style of system. They call it light boxes. Okay, these are the PV panels. This is the big one, the main roof. This secondary roof. This is the atrium, which uses a glass-to-glass monocrystalline, and this is the car porch. Okay, just keep in mind there's A, B, C, D. There's 4 dark panels. Each of it is a different capacity, different manufacturer. Okay, the main roof uses this 47.28 polycrystalline, is made in Japan, Mitsubishi. Okay, and then it's okay, sorry. The second one is a secondary roof. It's a 6.08 kWp, and as you can see, is manufactured by IBG from German, and it's called Kaneka, something like that. And this is the energy rating, 64, and how many numbers of it? The first one uses 394, and this one uses 95, and the total area is 370, 107 meters square. Okay, this is panel A and panel B. This is panel C and D. C uses the mono glass to glass. This is a special type of PV panel which allows light to go through it. At the same time, it generates electricity. However, its energy is much lower. It's 183. This one uses at the car porch. The power rating is 180, and it uses 64 and 100 and something. Okay, this is the main roof. This is the cost for the A and B panel. As you can see, the total for A is 1.2 million, and the secondary roof is 242 million, and this is the cost distribution. And the main cost, of course, is the PV panel, 52%. However, this, I don't know, is much lower, maybe because of the higher installation cost. Okay, this is the glass-to-glass PV panel is C and D. The cost of the C is pretty high because it's small area. It's almost more than half of the panel A already. And the cost distribution, the highest is 64% under the PV modules. And the car Porsche is also quite high, 791. Okay, this one is to do with the power rating. So it's measured based on ringgit invested against how many kilowatts kWp generated by the solar panels. As you can see, the total cost of the A roof panel is 967K, and the secondary roof is 147K. So the cost per kWp for the A roof is 20,000.4, and the B roof is 24.2 thousand ringgit. Okay, this is the C roof. It is total invested cost for the PV system is 252K, and the cost RM per kWp is 21,000, and the the D roof is 220K, and the cost is 8,000 only. Okay, this calculates the percentage of the kilowatt actually generated. You can see this A roof has an excess of 5% only, which is 3.5 kWp, and the second roof is 6.4 kWp. And the atrium roof has the least performance. It's actually not generating enough electricity. It's in the negative. And this one generates 2.8. Hold on, can you go back first? Okay, so as you can see, the total energy demand for the whole building is 290. The total power generated from the solar panel is around 240. So there's excess about 50 kWp, and it's sold back to the national grid, and it has 86,000 per year. Okay, and therefore the payback period is around 35 years based on the 3 million invested. These are the photos of the different type of the PV panels. Okay, another type is the glazing. I just want to highlight to you the different type of glazing. Based on the normal high-rise building, they're using this tempered float heat soak glass. The cost for a project, quite a sizable project, is around 28 million, and it's about 6.24% of the whole project cost. And the second step up is to use this laminated blue anneal float glass with this PVD and clear anneal heat soak low E glass. The cost is 31.98 and is increased by 14%. The next higher grade is this 32.38 million, which uses this Azo tempered heat soak low E glass and hard coated. Is increased by 15.4% compared to just now 14%. And another step up is this 32.5 million, which uses this blue-green anneal float plus PVB and plus this Sydney clear anneal hard-coated low E. So the cost is more than 17 to 18% higher than a normal tempered glass. Okay, this I'll just go through quickly. This is some of the government initiative. We have this pioneering project, just now I mentioned, and then it wants to reduce energy by 5% in all our government buildings. This one is a government propaganda during the election. Okay, this is the green foundation set up by government. It has 2 billion of funds to subsidize or pay for the green projects in Malaysia. This is some of the green activities in Malaysia. And this is GBI, which I mentioned is similar to the Singapore Green Mark and the US, the LEEDs thing. Okay, I think this one we can skip through all the, these are the rating criteria, and these are the stages. And you can see this one, Okay, this one is for the residential. The main focus is on sustainable and site management. Whereas on commercial is more on the energy thing. Okay, this is the consequences of using green building. Okay, there's 100% tax allowance for using green. You can set off your green building assessment, and also you can all the costs invested using green technology can be so-called set off. Okay, I think I will end. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Very rich content about the green building. And we like to invite Singapore. Yeah, last group. Singapore, we come over to present.
I'm representative of SISV. Okay, the overall construction demand forecast for 2014, residential building 9 million, commercial we are targeting at 2.5 million, of the public. This is the overall construction demand for Singapore for year 2015.
Okay with salmon fish as a
Currently,
lunch.
the
Salmon
major
fish as
project
lunch.
in Singapore is the
Salmon
health.
fish.
Singapore now is doing the healthcare master planning for such as Sengkang Hospital, Novena Health City, and the aviation master planning from now to 2030, comprising of the new Terminal 4, which now just awarded, and the runway 3 and the Terminal 5. Okay, what we can see from here is now our airport comprising of Terminal 1
Okay
and
with the
Terminal
salmon
2.
fish as a lunch.
Currently, this Terminal 4 is just
Are you
awarded,
okay with salmon
and this
fish
new
as a lunch?
Tomorrow or today?
Fish.
okay, for the whole Terminal 5 toward 2020 will comprising this new runway number 2, and the new runway number 3, and Terminal 5 is here. This is our current Changi Airport, and this will be the East Airport. Okay, sorry. Now the major one is the Joel. This Joel at Changi Airport is turning our Terminal 1 airport service car park into a mall. From what you can see here, this mall will have a central waterline system. The waterfall will be from this centralized oculus roof to the basement number 2. These are control towers. So our terminal number 1 will turn into this here, link to this mall, and there's a linkway to terminal 2 and terminal 3 through this travelator of this tower linkway. Okay, construction productivity implemented by our government BCA. To improve the overall productivity for Singapore constructions, our government imposed MYE. We will increase the MYE, like from 2010 to 2013, the overall MYE levy increased by 15%. This increase is to encourage all the contractors employ all those more high skills levels to improve the productivity. So the projections, our MYE to 15. This is a curve of the increasing, which we are assuming will lead to overall 0.5 to 0.7% increase in the overall construction cost. Another one is our government will impose a regulation requirement on the buildability score. So the buildability score will be overall set at a more higher standard for all those projects to comply. Okay, the adoption of BIM. government and target, this is the roadmap for our BIM implementations. So we start from 1.3. This is the requirements. Only architectural e-submission being enforced, which is your GFM more than 200,000. So this is how it moves to lead to the full implementation of our BIM. So from this is what the news released in Singapore. Now we are like getting 65%. Most of the projects are implemented BIM. For the encouragement for all the consultants to adopt BIM, our PCA imposed this fund. So you can go into firm levels, or you want to go into based on project cooperation scheme, which is every firm you can participate more capped at three applications. So when we using BIM for the projects, we will need to write the reports to code PCA that by implement BIM in a project, the overall productivity increased by 10%, then you can get this fund from PCA to support your software or to support your all the computer upgrade for the future implementation of it. Besides that, our PCA also impose this fund to those contractors to help them adapt to increase their productivity levels. Next one. For example, if you to help them, the contractor to kickstart with the productivity, actually when the contractor can get 250,000 per firm in purchasing all these equipments or in leasing of all these equipment. Okay, the TPI for the Singapore, we have this institute, SISV actually helped to consolidating the TPI for all the major QS firms. Actually, all QS firms have their own TPI analysis. So SISV actually collecting all the TPI from the government sector, PCA, the authority. HDB is our housing development, public housing, LNS, KPK, and RLB. So we can see actually we are quite in line for the TPI overall.
Yeah, and this is the end of the presentation marathon. And here comes to my favorite section, which is lunch. Yes. And we have about an hour for lunch, and may you just clear your table a bit so the waiters and waitresses can serve your lunch. And we will see you after lunch.
So can we have the committee meeting at 1:30? So each country please have your representative gather at the entrance at 1:30. Thank you.